The second principle of inexplicable magic, meditation for mystics, is the personal is not an obstacle. It is the way. There are many teachings that say that egolessness is the road to liberation. And I believe on many levels that is absolutely the case. But I have also noticed in our culture when teachings on egolessness mix with ideas of sin and dogma and what many of us were raised with, which is you have to work hard to become worthy and deserving, it becomes a kind of self-aggression and egolessness rather than pointing to a kind of dissolving into the oneness of all phenomena, however one might do that, and thereby finding relief and release. We take it to mean you need to shut up and you are the problem. If only you didn't have wants and desires and hurts and longings and all the things that make you you, you would be egoless and you would be fine. And I've heard over the years from many, many people, well, that's just my ego talking. Or when they're upset with me, they say, that's just your ego talking. And I would like to say to anyone who has ever said, with the exception of, actual Buddhas, that's just your ego. That is your ego saying that. Ego cannot defeat ego by shaming, willpower, or intellectual capacity. There is no way that ego, quote unquote, dissolves by such means. Rather, as I was trained, the dissolution of ego happens upon relaxation in ever deepening waves. In the meantime, what do people like you and me do who still have egos and ego problems and so on? We start, as you may guess, exactly where we are with this one, these joys, these sorrows, these neuroses, this craziness, this brilliance, these gifts, these problems. That's the material for journeying on the path. And if we try to bypass that by pretending to be all calm and without desires, we bounce further and further away from the true meaning of egolessness. So we have to start with who we are. And who we are is not a problem. Who we are is wisdom itself, brilliance itself, love itself, and any notions to the contrary are signs of great confusion. But we have to begin with the confusion itself in order to heal it. So I know there are ideas that ego is the problem. However, I would say that thinking ego is the problem is the problem. Once a great Tibetan teacher said, ego cannot witness its own death. And when most of us work with ideas of egolessness, we're keeping score and vigilantly searching ourselves for signs of ego and then trying to punch them in the face. But apparently the accomplishment of egolessness is not a win or victory. It's rather the truth.